Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Great Awakening Generator. I'm your host, Rose McNair, and welcome to the Tapping Technique series with our wonderful, wonderful Barbara Starke. Hi, Barb. How are you?
Hi, Rose. I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to be here again today.
Yes, indeed. Really good to be here. And thank you so much for making the time to do it. I'm just going to check 1 second that everything is turned off on my end because I would prefer that nothing else interferes with our sorry, here we go. Great. Sorry about that. I should have done my housekeeping before going into recording, but that's okay. So today we are doing tapping techniques, and tell me what we're doing first, because you're going to be the one to lead me through this process.
Well, today we're going to start on the boom and bust cycle. That's our relationship with money.
Yes.
But just before starting that, last week we worked on the resistance to exercise, and you in particular were having a lot of resistance to getting your yoga mat out from behind the chair, and we tapped on that. And I'm just wondering what's happened this week since we did that session last week.
Well, do you know, I remembered to do it. I remembered that I should do it. Not that I did it as much as I would like to have done it, but I got my yoga mat out and I did it, to the dog's disgust, because he just wanted to walk in the morning. And I did a couple of days ago, I put the yoga mat out and I did just lay on the mat and I did some stretching exercises and things like that. And, you know, it's like when you realize lying on your mat, how important it is to do the exercising, especially for, like, you know, I've been having issues with joints and stuff like that, right? And so it's so important to lie on the mat and do some exercises, and my body was all the better for it. I felt it the next day. You know how you have that good exercise response from the body, where you feel a little bit of discomfort, but good discomfort, because today I'm not feeling any of it. So if it was bad for me, I would be feeling good. I wouldn't be feeling as good as I do today. So yeah, I did it at least once.
Oh, that's wonderful news. And do you think you'll keep doing it, I guess, is the question?
I think I will. I was a bit ambitious because I was thinking, you know, it'd be great to do it every second day. But I think I have to aim to do it at least once in the week that I don't see my fitness trainer. If I do it once, it means I gave myself that something that I so need. And I'm realizing how easy it is, because I have a routine in the morning, and all I have to do now is put that 10 minutes into the routine. And then if I start to get my doing that, then that's all part of my process, you know. So yeah. So I did it at least once.
Fantastic. Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
So today we're talking about money, right? So tell me why, and tell me how we think this was, because before we went to recording, we were talking about it, and I just thought, oh, we might have a bit of a commentary before we do the actual tapping. So let's talk about that. Boom and bust. Why are we calling it boom and bust, firstly?
Well, boom and bust. Just before we start, I just want to mention those disclaimers.
Okay,
we're not
yes,
dealing with health things today, but just if anything comes up for the people tapping along with us, if you're under the care of a doctor or specialist, I advise that you keep doing whatever your doctor or specialist has advised you to do, unless you check with them first. Yeah. And if you're feeling triggered at all, just keep tapping, like if you're feeling in a heightened state at all. And it's a good idea to tap along with us as we tap as well. That will help you clear whatever's going on.
Yeah.
So boom and bust. I think so many of us go through this have money and have not money cycle, where we have it for a long, you know, we work hard, and we have a lot of money, and then we reward ourselves, or we splash out, or we go for a holiday, or whatever happens, and we end up again back in that mode where we're worried about money. We you know, maybe frightened that we're going to run out, may not even have enough to make ends meet, and so we work hard again, we build up, and then we let it go again. And it's just, for some people, for some of us, it's very hard to just have that even keel with money, and to maybe even have that buffer in the bank to protect ourselves. So we want to look at the emotional attachment to money, because that emotional attachment can actually act as a big block for us to succeed with money.
Yes,
Yeah, so
definitely.
and that's where tapping comes into, rather than a budget advisor. That's where tapping helps.
Yes, yes. I mean, all things are relevant and relative, but sometimes you can go to a budget advisor and still not make the breakthroughs you need, right? Because
That's right.
In 2 years' time, you could find yourself right back there where you were.
That's right, because you're satisfying those internal core beliefs. So if you
Yes.
do the tapping and the budget advising, then you should get the good result.
Yes, indeed.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Right. So I know there was something else, but it'll probably come up as we go on. What else do we, for today's session in particular, what are we working on?
So
I know
for
yeah, because
I
we're going to
really
do a
wanted
series of them, right? Sorry. We're going to do a series, by the way, for the benefit of our audience. We're going to do a series of boom and bust. It's not going to be the one session and it's over, because it's quite a big topic. A lot of people have gone through this, and currently we're going through lots of people experiencing financial hurdles. Just walk into the supermarket and observe how people are trying to shop, and the thought pattern, just observe them and how they're thinking, and they're wondering, should I buy this? If I buy this, can I buy that? All of that. So that's about finances, whether you have enough or not. The thing is, I'm sure many people are thinking, I might have the money for it, but do I want to spend that amount of money on that thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Excuse me a minute.
You're welcome.
I thought I was going to sneeze. So today what I wanted to work on, it's quite global today, is the effect that money has on you, or how worried you are about money, because quite often it's such a big worry and a big fear that we're going to run out or not have enough or make ends meet, that we don't even address it and realize that we're dealing with that concern. So that's what I wanted to work on today, to open that up. So basically, if you were to sit with money, just start tapping, Rose. And if you were to think about the bust times in your life, or maybe, there's hardship now. So what comes up for you? What emotional charge is there around money?
Oh, it's too hard.
It's too hard.
It's too hard. It's like, oh gosh, this again.
Yeah.
There's been so many times of this in the past, and now here we are, and it's almost like stifling, accepting, and like there's stagnation. There's nowhere to go. So that's that. I mean, and what about the embarrassment of it all? The point of the matter is, it's an embarrassing topic, is it not?
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
We associate a lot to it, don't we?
We do. We just like, oh my gosh, that shows whether we are responsible. It shows whether we are successful, all that stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
also a feeling of disempowerment because there is a lack of money. Because, well, the truth of the matter is, I mean, hey, if you do not have money, how are you going to live your life? And it's the form of exchange on this planet. So like, it's not about wanting it. It's not about I love it so much. It's about a necessary thing, because that's what's necessary on this planet. And then some people have a lot more of it than others. They're able to manifest, and you watch them and you think, wow, that's great. I wish I could do more of that.
Yeah. So is it embarrassment? Is that the biggest thing that you notice about, like, when you're in that lack of money state? For you, is embarrassment?
For me, there's two things. It's worry and embarrassment.
Worry.
Yeah, it's worry, it's embarrassment. And it's like, I think inadvertently you worry about the fact that you don't have money. Then you worry about, not being able to provide for yourself, obviously, because you don't have the means to do it. And then you worry about people finding out, because maybe one day you can't pay something, and then, then it comes out in the open. It's almost like, something about me I don't want you to know. Like, for example, if you owe money to someone, it's like, something about me, that I'm vulnerable in this place and that you have some power over me. Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't believe I said that aloud. I know.
Right,
yeah, because I never thought of it like I never realized I was thinking of it like that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you focus in on that worry,
Yeah.
what intensity out of 10 would you put on that, with 10 being the worst that it could be?
I'm gonna have to say it's 10 because it freaks
It's a
me
big
out.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big
And
one.
that embarrassment that comes along with it as well, what number would you put on that embarrassment?
My embarrassment, I'll say, is about maybe 4, because most of the time I'm so worried about what else is happening or not happening due to the lack of money that it doesn't occur to me. But then when it occurs to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that could happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to focus on that worry for now, and we'll
Yes.
come back to the embarrassment later. Just have a little drink if you've got one there, Rose,
Yes.
if you like having one. So I don't want you to go right into that worry at the
Yes.
moment.
Yeah.
But that worry, what's that like for you? Is that throughout the whole of your body, or in a specific part of your body? Or is it thoughts?
I think it's all the way from my crown through to my root chakra. So it's my whole of my body. Not necessarily. You can sometimes feel it in the legs too, the worry. Oh yeah, interesting point I made there about the legs. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And that worry, is it inside of you or outside of you?
It's inside of me now because I've managed to cope with the outside. You know, that thing of feeling out of control and things like that. I've managed to get that managed. I am managing that better because I went through a lot of stress and blissfulness about it. Yeah. Not
And
knowing what to do.
just taking a nice breath in and out. Just imagine you're breathing in through your feet. So it's a nice deep breath. And release it. And if this worry had a color, what color would it be?
Oh, interesting. I see my feet, and I have brown feet. I have tan colored feet. So I feel my feet. I see my feet. I don't see a color, but that's the color of my feet, obviously.
Okay, let's just do a little bit of tapping on this. So just with your eyes open, keeping your eyes open, even though I have all of this worry about money,
I have all of this worry about money,
I'm willing to be curious about it.
I'm willing to be curious about it.
Yeah. Even though I have all of this worry about money,
Even though I have all of this worry about money,
I'm choosing to be kind and gentle with myself.
I'm choosing to be kind and gentle with myself.
Even though I do have all of this worry about money.
Even though I do have all of this worry about money.
Who doesn't worry about money?
Who doesn't worry about money?
And it's from the crown right to my root chakra.
And it's from the crown right to my root chakra.
And into my legs.
And into my legs.
And I can see my feet.
And I can see my feet.
They're a tan color.
They're a tan color.
And I love and accept myself anyway.
And I love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. This worry.
This worry.
From my crown chakra.
From my crown chakra.
I'll just eyebrow point. Yeah, side of the eye. To my root chakra.
To my root chakra.
Under the eye. It's inside of my body.
It's inside of my body.
Under the nose. It goes down into my legs.
It goes down into my legs.
Chin point. I can see my feet.
I can see my feet.
Collarbone point. They're a tan color.
They're a tan color.
Under the arm. All of this worry.
All of this worry.
Side of the hand. All of this worry about money.
All of this worry about money.
Let's take another nice breath in and out. And what number have you got on that worry now?
I'll say 8.
Yep, cool. And has that changed at all? Is it still inside of you? Is it still from your crown to your base running down your legs? And
it's probably more in my stomach now.
In your stomach? And
yeah,
what's that like? Just describe that worry to me in your stomach.
Just like turmoil, you know, like a washing machine. It just seems to be going around, you know, that. Yeah.
And does it have a color at all?
Maybe a pale white. If you can get, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pale white.
And what size is it? Is it the size of the whole of your stomach, or how would you describe the size of it?
It's probably this round.
Is that a soccer ball or a basketball?
Soccer ball. Yeah.
there any temperature to it?
Temperature is what you asked. It's interesting. I just get this burning feeling in my solar plexus when you ask me that. Yeah.
Right, let's do a little bit of tapping on this and see if we can bring it down a bit more. So even though I have all of this turmoil in my stomach,
I have all of this turmoil in my stomach,
like a washing machine,
going
round and round,
and round.
it's pale white, about the size of a soccer ball, and I have this burning in my solar plexus,
and I
deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
And
up to the top of your head, this turmoil, eyebrow point in my stomach, side of the eye, it's like a washing machine. Under the eye, it's pale white. Under the nose, about the size of a soccer ball. Chin point, and I have this burning in my solar plexus. Collarbone point, this burning in my solar plexus. Under the arm, this burning in my solar plexus. Side of the hand, this turmoil in my stomach. Another nice breath in and out, Rose. And just becoming aware of that worry, that money worry. What number would you put on that now?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's not an 8. It's definitely not an 8. It's changed. It's a lot of calm and peace in it. So maybe it's a 4. I just let the dog out. I'm sorry. I know we're recording, but I just need to let the dog out.
I could see him coming in there.
Yeah. Second.
No problem.
Come on. Up we go. I'll get on, right? I did say it's a show that anything can happen on.
That's fine. And moving helps move the energy as well.
Yes.
So that worry, it's more calm now. Is it still in your stomach?
No, it's not actually.
So where can we find it now?
We can find it a little bit in the solar plexus.
And what's that like in your solar plexus, that worry?
It's probably about a 2.
About a 2?
Yeah.
If I describe it to me,
it's just a slight burning in there. Before I had this real heavy burning coming into the solar plexus, which is not there anymore.
Is there any color associated with that slight burning?
Bit of orange.
Cool. So let's just tap on that. Even though I have this slight burning in my solar plexus.
And
it's orange.
I
deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Yeah. This money worry. I feel more, eyebrow point, I feel more calm about it now. Side of the eye, it's in my solar plexus. Under the eye, it's a slight burning. Under the nose, and it's orange. Chin point, all of this money worry. Collarbone point, it's in my solar plexus. Under the arm, it's a slight burning. And the side of the hand, it's orange in color. And another nice breath in and out. And what's happened with that worry now?
I don't feel any of that burning. And yeah, don't feel any of the burning. So it's probably more like a 1, almost gone, right? Don't feel that burning.
So how do you know that there's still a 1? Where is that 1?
It's my logical mind reducing it. It's not that it's necessarily 1. So
Okay.
yeah, no, I can't feel that. I can't feel that
Right,
anymore.
yeah.
And I can almost feel pink. Well, I can see pink, which is a good color, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So I
It
just
makes
want
me,
I
yeah,
just want to poke this a little bit to test it.
it's tested.
So even though
Even though
I have this remaining worry about money,
I have this remaining worry about money,
it's about a 1,
it's about a 1.
and it's my logical mind.
And it's my logical mind.
I believe I should worry about money,
I believe I should worry about money,
especially if it's getting low,
especially if it's getting low
and I can see this pink color,
and I can see this pink color.
and I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
And I deeply, completely accept myself anyway.
This money worry,
This money worry,
I feel way calm about it now.
I feel way calm about it now.
It's stifling.
It's stifling.
It's stagnating.
It's stagnating.
There's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go.
You worry about not having enough.
Worry about not having enough.
Worry about people finding out.
Worry about people finding out.
Yeah. What will they think?
What will they think?
Worry about being vulnerable.
Worry about being vulnerable.
About people knowing that you might be short of money.
About people knowing that you might be short of money.
Yeah. This worry about money.
This worry about money.
This worry about not having enough.
This worry about not having enough.
This worry about having too much.
This worry about having too much.
Oh, I don't think I've got that worry.
Oh, I don't think I've got that worry.
Maybe I have.
Maybe I have.
I definitely worry about not having enough.
I definitely worry about not having enough.
This remaining worry about money.
This remaining worry about money.
Under the arm. Maybe it's serving me.
Maybe it's serving me.
Side of the hand, and maybe it isn't.
And maybe it isn't.
Another
Gosh.
nice sleep in and out. And what number would you have on that money worry now, Rose?
I think I would have a 0 on it because just going through this process, if I can say it now, it just made me realize some things about what I worry about. What am I actually worrying about? Yeah, and where the worry comes from belief systems. And I think my foremost worry is not from doing the tapping now. It's made me realize it's not so much about not having enough, because I know that that's okay. If I don't have enough, me personally, that's all right. I can cope with that. I can manage with that. But it's about not being able to honor for example, the utilities bills, or and the embarrassment of that. And I know where it comes from. So that's interesting. Yeah. I already saw the people who instilled that in me. That idea.
So just checking in on that embarrassment, which was at a 4 when we started.
Yeah.
So how strong is that embarrassment now?
I give the embarrassment a 2 because I think it's made me realize it's okay. It's okay to be embarrassed. Doesn't necessarily mean that the worst that you fear is actually going to happen. And that the embarrassment is not necessarily mine. It's probably what I'm programmed to believe.
Okay, let's just, even though I have this remaining embarrassment.
I have this remaining embarrassment.
Especially if I wasn't able to honor a utilities bill.
Especially if I wasn't able to honor a utilities bill.
And I know exactly where that comes from.
And I know exactly where that comes from.
And I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
And I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
This embarrassment.
This embarrassment.
Imagine if I couldn't honor a utilities bill.
Imagine if I couldn't honor a utilities bill. Oh my God.
It would be so embarrassing.
It would be so embarrassing.
People might find out that I haven't got enough money to pay my bills.
People might find out that I haven't got enough money to pay my bills. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, that would be so embarrassing.
That would be so embarrassing.
That would be so embarrassing.
I know exactly where this embarrassment comes from.
I know exactly where this embarrassment comes from.
Imagine if I couldn't pay my utility bills.
Imagine if I couldn't pay my utility bills.
What would people think?
What would people think?
What would they say?
What would they say?
It'd be so embarrassing.
It would be so embarrassing. Gosh.
It'll be so embarrassing.
It'll be so embarrassing.
Gosh,
Gosh.
imagine if people found out.
Imagine if people found out.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing.
It'd be so embarrassing.
This remaining embarrassment.
This remaining embarrassment.
What if people found out
Oh, what if people found out
that I didn't have enough money to pay my utility bills?
that I didn't have enough money to pay my utility bills? Oh,
That
sorry.
would be the worst thing in the world.
That would be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Take a nice breath in and out. And what's happened with that embarrassment now?
That embarrassment. I'm starting to feel. I can't say the number. I see that it's a 0, but I'm really starting to see the reasoning behind the embarrassment. Because I say this for the benefit of others, you know. When you can't pay utilities bill, which I have been in the situation in more recent times, I've received help, I've gotten help, you know, from friends and whatever. And I get really embarrassed when my friends help me. And so that is the embarrassment of asking for help. It's like I have a block about asking for help. I keep thinking, what will they think?
Yeah, just tapping on that, Rose. So even though I know what it's like
I know what it's like
to experience this embarrassment, and I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
And I deeply and completely accept myself anyway.
This embarrassment over having friends help me to pay my utility bills. It's so embarrassing. I don't want to tell them. It would be embarrassing to tell them. Because they might help me. Yeah, it would be embarrassing if they helped me. And it is embarrassing if they help me. I would do the same for them.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would willingly do the same for them.
I would willingly do the same for them.
I would want them to tell me that they were struggling.
I would want them to tell me they were struggling.
And happily help them. That's what I'm here for. I'm their friend. Yeah, and I like to support them if I can.
Yeah.
And it's so embarrassing
to
receive that help from my friends.
Yeah,
just take a nice breath in and out. And what's happened with that now?
It's a 0, for sure.
0. So and you worry about money, about not having enough money. What's happened with that? Just to review that again now.
I can't say. I know that we went down. I just had to go through that process. Sorry, I know we're doing a tapping exercise, but I just want to explain this. I've had to go take myself through that process so many times about cooling the worry down that I can't tell you where it's at. You know, it's always high if I focus on it. But when I don't focus on it, then I can't tell you that there's a number to it. So I think, what did I say earlier? I said it was down to a number 4.
I think it was lower than a number 4, down to a 1.
Down to a 1.
Mind.
Yes. So it's just that. And yeah, I mean, I have confusions and blocks about money. So I'm just going to have to say that.
No, that's fine. And that's exactly why we're here. So if you were to focus in on that worry about money now, like you said, if you don't focus on it, it's a 0.
Yeah.
So if you were to focus on that worry about money now, what number would it be?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely 1. Definitely 1. You know, it's a 1. It's a 1. It's not a 0, but it's a 1.
Okay, so that's good, and that's where we want to leave it for today. So just to explain, that 1 shows us that there's still something under there. Like we may leave this and it may go away and just process away, but probably not, because it's quite a big issue. Yeah. So you and I discussed that we were going to get together perhaps for sessions in between these recordings.
Yes.
So that's what we could do, and we could chase where that 1 is, and there'll be either 1 or some specific events holding that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we could do that in private.
Yes, yes,
And
definitely.
then come back to the next session.
Yeah. Yes.
And so yes, so for the people tuning in with us, just keep tapping. If you're still at one, you've still got some intensity, just keep tapping on that. And if specific events are coming up underneath that, well, that's where you know you need to go to release the emotion out of that. That's what's holding up your fear. And if you keep holding on to that fear, you're going to keep recreating situations to prove that that fear is valid, or that worry. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Well
So
said.
for now, we can just all put that aside. If you all just want to put that worry or that fear into a container, somewhere safe where you can access it again. Where would you like to put it, Rose?
I am going to put it into my drawer here.
Your drawer?
Into my
safe
drawer.
place.
It's a safe place. I'm the only one who comes in here. It's a safe place, but you know what? Yeah, I want to let you fly, my friend.
Good. So we just do one little round on that. So
Okay.
even though
Even though
I've done a lot of work today
I've done a lot of work today
on my worry about money,
on my worry about money,
and I acknowledge that it isn't complete yet,
and I acknowledge that it isn't complete yet,
and I promise myself that I will come back to work on it.
and I promise myself that I will come back to work on it.
Top of the head, for now, I'm putting it away from my body.
For now, I'm putting it away from my body
Eyebrow point, and away from my mind,
and away from my mind,
safely in that drawer in my desk.
safely in that drawer on my desk.
And I promise myself I'll come back to it.
And I promise myself I'll come back to it.
I promise my body I will come back to it.
Promise my body I'll come back to it.
When I'm ready to look at it again.
And I'm ready to look at it again.
Yeah. For now, it's safe.
For now, it's safe.
In that drawer.
In that drawer.
Away from my body.
And away from my body.
And another nice breath in and out. So how does that feel now?
Really good. I feel just calm and peaceful. I'm flying a little bit. So it's good because and all that yawning cleared out a lot of stuff, right? Because yawning so much.
Yeah, that's energy. That's
energy moving.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of energy moving. So many yawns, not yawnings.
So that's a good place to leave it. Just reminding everybody to drink some water.
Yeah.
If you can, have a little sleep or a rest or some time to yourself and just allow things to process. We have a window of opportunity for the brain integration. So that's why it's important not to do anything too mentally challenging, immediately after a tapping session.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you, Barb. So wonderful to give us this time and to take us through these tapping techniques. And hey, listen, everyone, if you are getting something out of this, please share your experiences in the comments field. It'll be wonderful for us to know what you're getting out of it. And yeah, I'm getting a lot out of it. I will talk about that once we've finished the tapping series, definitely going through some experiences due to this. And I really feel quite, yeah, that was interesting. We suddenly had a movement here, like somebody was looking at the computer.
Wow.
It just did some kind of transmission and it flashed. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I do intend to give a review about this after we've gone through the tapping series. I will give an interview. I will give a conversation or a chat. I'll give you some assessment, Barb, or like some feedback, for want of a better word, and say what my experiences were through this time. Because I do have experiences outside of here. So you, as you might be aware of, yeah, things are changing.
That's wonderful.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Catch you next time here on the Great Awakening Generator. Bye.
See you.